Well, the ship itself, we were prepared to be able to receive a bit of a smaller number of persons on board. So it is undoubtedly the situations right now will be getting increasingly cramped as we've taken on more people from these rescues. And so it's going to be absolutely crucial that in the coming days we're able to disembark these people into a place of safety as soon as possible.
And do you have any news on that? You've obviously been turned away from a number of ports, but are there any avenues open to you now?
So in terms of identifying somewhere where we can disembark rescued people, we are in contact with the maritime authorities. The principal maritime authority for the region where we're operating is Libya. And we have been consistently in contact with them in order to be able to identify a place for disembarkation, as well as generally in an attempt to coordinate the rescues themselves with the relevant authorities. Unfortunately, so far, those authorities have only identified Libya as a potential place to disembark. But considering the situation in Libya and the standing positions of organizations such as UNHCR, it is not possible for us to proceed to Libya in order to disembark these rescued people.
Well, exactly. You've just been speaking about Libya then, that it's not possible to disembark there. So just tell us, what are the conditions like in Libya and why is it not possible to send migrants back there? What are they fleeing from?
So the situation in Libya, as well as in the last 4 months, being clearly an active conflict zone with fighting still raging in and around Tripoli, albeit with a tentative ceasefire in place over the last few days. The situation for refugees and migrants as they travel through Libya is one that is clearly consistently experiencing all sorts of horrific sort of circumstances, be that at the hands of criminal groups such as traffickers, where we do hear reports of torture, but also in the official detention centers themselves, where the conditions are clearly inhumane, and the nature of that detention is indiscriminate, it's indefinite, and it's arbitrary.
And given what you're describing there, is the EU offering any safe routes out of Libya for these migrants who are stuck there?
There are extremely limited options for those refugees and migrants that are stuck in Libya. These limited routes include either UNHCR resettlement programs for refugees to be able to be taken to a safe third country, or for migrants and repatriation programs with return to countries of origin. But the numbers that we're talking about who are actually able to access these programs are incredibly small. And the quotas for the positions for resettlement are themselves far too few in terms of quantity, and they take far too long for the people to be able to go through that process, to be able to be taken out of Libya and to safety. Therefore, we continue to see people making such an impossible decision to risk their lives at sea in an attempt to flee Libya.